Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of our isolated city here in City Skylines, where last episode guys we reconfigured our big beautiful airport and even built a second one which has kind of seemed to have settled down. The big issue we had with planes coming in, which hopefully in the long run is going to play out well for us. Now today guys, we're going to build a brand new industry. A brand new industry. Now I've been kind of struggling to think about what industry to build first, the farming or the woodland, but I'm going to determine it all by whatever goods they're importing the most of. If they're importing the goods, why don't we create the goods, thus reducing the imports? So guys, if you do enjoy this episode and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when that next episode does come out. But we are back, boys. How are we all doing? So this is what we did last episode, this beautiful, beautiful work right now, which has heavily reduced the airport traffic. We've got runways either side, more stands, and we split the taxiway. So the top three have their own, like on this side as well. The bottom three have their own, like on this side as well. It just splits the traffic up a little bit easier, so we can always get a plane to at least one set of the stands anyway. And we also built this airport too, which has become quite a favourite. They do kind of like it. We had a lot of train traffic coming around here, which I've now kind of solved it, because what I did, I extended the other side of the airport train line down here, because this used to kind of come around, just bend into this. I just made it go straight and then V'd this, and this kind of just gave us the ability to utilize both sides of the airport. Now this is becoming slightly a little bit overwhelmed as well, but we'll see what happens anyway as time goes on. Now, when it comes to the industries, what am I going to be building? So I want to check the outside connections, and we can already kind of see straight away that after the goods, obviously, after the goods, agricultural products is a big portion of imports that are currently going on right now. Then it's forestry, which is the green, and then it's ore. You could argue I might need to up the ore production to stop them importing so many. So, yeah. When it goes to exports, you can see what's pretty much going out right now, ore and oil. But agriculture right now is a big one. So it looks like we're building the farming industry. So where am I going to build it? Well, I'm going to build it around here. I don't know how big to build it, whether to utilize the whole of this space, because I'm kind of running out of area for when I do build a forestry area anyway. But I thought, if I bring this road down and just utilize all of this space here, I don't need to do a train line because they're so closely connected to the airport. It might be good enough for them. We'll just kind of see what happens. But you never know in this game. You ultimately just never, ever know. Right, let's get back up to the normal levels. Let's get the 4-lane roads. Is it this one right now? That 4-lane road right there is the one with the grass verge either side. Is it this one? It is this one. Sweet. So I'm going to bring this down so far. So let's bring it about to here. And do you know what? We'll bring it down and we'll kind of bring it off here. So if I bring it out by a 10. And then where does the bendy snap take place? Oh, hang on. It just came up then for a second, didn't it? Right, a little bit too far away for the bendy snap. So I bring that to there. And 11 by 11 and wabam. So reason for it is I'm just going to build the farming main building just over on this side, then just kind of break off it with a bunch of farms. I don't know how crazy I need to go over the top with building this area. So rural style anyway, if I come out by a 10, go up by a 10, just create this little rectangular square. And then for the industry, farming, how big is the main building? Okay, it's not that big to be honest with you. So we'll build that in. Sunset Farm, beautiful. And then we'll quickly just paint the area in question. There we go. We'll just paint this area for now, and then we'll just see where we expand. I mean, there's nothing stopping me also going up this side on the beachfront there, but we'll just see what happens. So we'll build a couple of the worker barracks right now. Now what I like about these is you can kind of get away with looking like it builds like a little mini village, which I kind of like about this. So I bring all these up by the 5, bringing that down just there, bringing you in. So I'm just kind of sprawling it out as if it was like a little bit of a mini village. Like that. Bring you down like this. And then with those little barracks, right now we're just going to throw a bunch of these down. To really up the efficiency of the area. And also creating a little bit of a village vibe. And then obviously we need the maintenance building, which I'll place just there. And it kind of looks like I've created like a small little village. It's kind of cool in that kind of aspect. So that's the beginning of it anyway. We've still got a lot of work we need to get done. So let's kind of just then finalize this area with the water pipes. So if I just kind of come up to here, run that down to there, run it over to there, and then just quickly just give it some blissful coverage like that. So it's got the water, the power will get spread anyway, so that's all good. Sunset Farm, you're going to be up and running soon. So already we can have 1,000 workers over here, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, so for this then, I'm not going to build it like a standard kind of industrial area. I don't expect me to go too over the top. I just want to build it to reduce some of the imports coming in. So with that said, we do need to kind of build animal pastures. We also do need to build crop farms. So let's take a look at the larger ones first. Now the larger ones are this. So if I just place this down here, animal pasture, that is then the larger one here. I also have the crop thingy, which is the same size of that. So just getting my bearings right now with the sizes. So coming off a road, for example, here, I would then need to go up by at least a 20. Okay, at least a 20. So if I utilized... Oh, that went really wonky there, didn't it? What happened there? And it put me straight into underground mode. How dare you? Right, if I bring this down just to here. Right, delete that. So I know that to there is a 9. So if I go up by an 11, right, that is a 20 for the height. But then again, I'm bringing it this way, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter. Right, let me get rid of these. Right, get rid of you, get rid of you. Oh, I didn't do the width, did I? Right, we'll come back to that. So bringing this all the way up. Let's just bring it to there, that's fine. And then we'll start then. Well, the 20 marker, that will be a 10, right? That's an 11. Okay, hold on, let me do the 20 marker. Oh no, it would be a 40, because I'm going to do them back to back. That's what I'm going to do here, is a strip of back-to-back farming land. So we'll see how far this kind of rock and rolls. So we'll start here then. We'll do 1. And... Wait, that didn't work out. What happened there? Oh, no, it's because it's about an 18 or 19, isn't it? Yeah. Right, my bad. So if I go... Yeah, let's just pick, for example, here. How does that look if I then place this down? Okay, that's a lot better. It gives me that little narrow gap where I can maybe do like a row of trees or something like that. That would feel a lot better. So we'll bring this as far as we kind of need to. And then we'll just kind of keep switching out and placing it. So I can't place down an animal pasture because of the length. But I want to kind of switch up right now with the planting of like fruit trees and just like normal crops as well. And try and somewhat get it looking like it's all randomized and whatnot. But the great thing about it is I can place so many down in this small area and it be quite a large amount of production at the same time. So I can throw all that down right there. It's tightly squeezed in, but there's a lot of product going to be coming out of those buildings. A lot of product. So that's good. I do need to switch up the land underneath it to make it, you know, actual farming land. So don't worry about that. We will get that switched up in just a moment. And what I'll do is I'll bring down this by a 10. I'm going to do a 10 by 10 bend. Now this might be a little bit crazy. Oh, I'm going to build storage over here for this area. Because the beach front of it is a little bit wasted in that kind of aspect. So building some storage around here might be a bit dangerous. Might be a bit dangerous. Hey ho. Right, bring you down, bring you down. and connect in a loop. So will I regret this? Most definitely. So how big is the barn anyway? It does quite a few thousand. Oh, you get more from the large silo grains. Alright, go on the inside as well. Alright, I'm pushing boundaries, boys. Pushing boundaries right now with with the amount of storage I've got within this vicinity. They're going to go crazy for this. Right, if I can try and create a looped road going around, that will give us great benefits and help. There's no point in me doing a road in the middle. So that's a good little strip there of the farming land. That is going to be absolutely glorious. We do need to place down some animal pastures and some production buildings. So animal pastures themselves, let's see if I can do something different here then. So an animal pasture is this in size. So if I just kind of quickly place you down there to then go across this way. So 11, 22. What are we saying? A 22 is two of them together. So what I'll do, I'll flip it from the main road just there. Place another one just in here. Back down again. And then, hold on, let me go from here. Alright, easy to do it like this. And then, would that end there comfortably? That's kind of interesting. Hold on. Ooh, okay, but I'm going to keep it like that anyway. Just for the sake of it still being within this grid format. And I wonder if I can squeeze some smaller storage facilities down here. Yes, I can. So if I did 1, 2, 3, smaller storage nearby. So they haven't got a... Maybe I can delete a couple of these. I'll delete you. And I'll delete you. For some smaller storage nearby. Very good, very good. So the power does not connect just yet, but it will eventually in just a moment. So when it comes now to my production buildings, there's two types of product it pretty much creates. It's the flour and it's the animal meat, basically. So I'm not going to need too many of the slaughterhouses because I don't have too many of the animal pastures. So what I'll do for this is I'll bring this out. How big is a slaughterhouse? I feel like these are quite large buildings, aren't they? Yes, they are. Holy smokes, they're large buildings. So I reckon I could do one just here. And then do one just there. So I'm going to extend this road. If I went to there, what does a bend look like here? 10 by 10 bend. There we go. Straight in. Not too bad. Now I could have that connected there, but it all depends on now my little flour mills. So I think the flour mills aren't too mahoosive. Cattle shed, flour mill. No, they're quite reasonable. So what we'll do here is I'll come up by a 15. I'll go across this way. That was an 11. Go across just there. We'll kind of connect. Alright, let me see if I can do this. So that to there. And then this. Like that. I kind of want those connections to make it all flow through. As weird as it may seem. And then just throw down a couple of these little flour mills right now. So I'll do one just there. We'll go for one just there. One for just... Ooh. One just here. One just here. So we'll go for 4 of those and see what the outcome is. But there should definitely be more animal product and crops produced than what these buildings over here require. So the power should now all be connected, which it is. Absolutely glorious. I've now just got to get rid of the... which would be ore underneath. So if I just quickly pause at the brush strength. So as you can see the land getting lighter. And then it'll get... Oh, damn. Okay, it'll get even lighter now as I place down the animal product. I didn't realise that affects the sand. I mean, it makes sense. Don't get me wrong, it makes sense. But I didn't realise it affected the sand that much. So is that enough animal stuff underneath to go, yay, it is good to go? Or do I need to add more in? So, this needs crops. Not enough natural resources. Right. Pause. So, natural resources, as we can now see. Where's my natural resource section? Can I bring this up and still view this? Yes. So we have... Oh, we have trees around here, which we're going to get rid of. I forget the trees also kind of affect it as well. So back to natural resources. I'm on trees, that's why I can't see it. Farming land all the way around. Oh, there's a bit of tree just here. I mean, the airport's going to like it. Aren't they? They're going to like it. Right. Back over to here. Fertile land. There's fertile land for days right now. For days, boys. So, the only buildings that now should complain are the ones that don't have the crops to feed the animals. You know what I mean? Are they all sheep? Let's throw some pigs. Highland cows. Normal cows. There we go. So they've just got to wait for their crops to be delivered. Hopefully. And then we should see it all rocking and rolling. But the problem is they're all going to feed the silos first. And that's what they're going to end up doing first. Is feeding the silos. So my only issue is the sheer amount of vehicles that are going to be going over to here. As long as we kind of keep an eye on it and keep a track on it and, you know, try and make it as efficient as we possibly can, we shouldn't see any issues. But, I mean, this is Skylines, guys. There's always issues, boys. There's always issues right now. So we just got to get past the moment to where it stops importing the goods and it stops storing the goods as well. We just got to get past these moments right now. Now, we are seeing one lone animal over here. Oh, it's a cougar. It's nothing to do with all of these. So, just give it some time. I mean, these buttons over here are screaming out for it as well, but just give it some time. Give it some time. So it's going to cause an overwhelming load of airplanes right now as this kind of comes in and out. But like I said, they're storing the goods first before anything else. So like I said, we'll give it some time and ultimately see what happens. This airport's gone dead. I'm hoping this airport over here hasn't just completely killed off this airport. It's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. The farm's already leveled up, by the way. So we got a lot of import right now because they started importing before I put down the raw resources underneath. So we're not technically producing just yet. So we're going to be completely overwhelmed here at this minute in time. Which makes me then think, okay, maybe we should get rid of replacing trains. But I've just got to wait for this to die down. I got to wait for these to be kind of, you know, semi all filled up and, you know, this to stop happening. To where we're producing our own goods. So once I start seeing these buildings start getting goods, I know that the switch is slowly happening. But that's what I've got to wait for. So give that some time then. Give that some time. It's gonna be a minute or two. Look at the amount of ships coming in as well. It just goes to show you how much import I've now put on this tiny little place. Should I place down a cargo run? I think I should. Okay, so if I was to do a cargo run, I don't think I'm going to connect to this. I might connect it up to this airport. So I think that should be pretty fun. So if I built it, for example, here, is it... Oh, it wouldn't really go underneath there. What about here? No, too close to the edge. Over here, maybe? Where can I squeeze this in? Is the question. I mean, I would like it to go here. But to go there, I have to do some reconfigurations. Like, I need to delete this then. If I move these just over here real quick, for the sole reason of them moving this here, to then move this here, moving you over by 1. And can I squeeze you in? Yep. So that's probably going to be working out better for us. I can get a cargo run just there, making this go on the ground. Alright, bringing this out a bit. We'll do a... I'll go for a 20 by 20. Bringing this further down. And then we're just going to find said snappy snap. That's a little bit too close for comfort. What about from that distance? No. Well, that could be a bit better. So the reason for it is, it kind of then forces it not to use the airport nearby if you want to bring in trains. I mean, they can still do it. There's nothing stopping them from using that airport. But it's to try and reduce it as much as I can. So, play mode then. Nothing stopping them from using it, but I'm just trying to kind of make it a little bit of a longer run. And also, if I can bring trains in, it slowly might reduce this a little bit. You just never know. You just never know, ultimately. But just seeing the sheer amount of ships coming in scares me. It really does. It really does. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, you can already start to see some vehicles using it, which is great. So just gotta give it a little bit of time. A little bit of time. Little bit of time, boys. Little bit of time. So while that's happening then, let's sort out some of the imperfections with the airport over here. So I've got to reduce some of this to make it not stick out as much. Which is sweet. I've also got to do some terraforming as well. So just get rid of these little bumps around there. And then really got to bring the brush size down and then smoothen a lot of this out as well. And I do have to eventually build the fence back up again. So we'll just do a light smoother now. Just to get rid of the, which feels like a little bit of a cliff. And then this is something that I'll eventually fine tune. So bringing this up and out to kind of get rid of the drastic edging. Going all the way through. So we'll just end it for there then. It's just to kind of visually get rid of the drastic edging. Looks a bit better right now anyway. Looks a bit better. We're still loading up these silos and stuff. So my import's going to be for the roof, isn't it? 14,000. It's mainly agricultural products. Oh, good God. That is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying right now. Right. While we do wait, let's get some warehouses down anyway. So we'll go for some smallish warehouses. I'm going to build one there and then one just here. And then one's obviously going to be for the, where is it? Animal products. And then one's obviously going to be for the flour. So I've got some localized storage nearby. Easy, mate. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right, our first little animal pasture has now just got the products. Our slaughterhouse has just got one of the products. So the switch is slowly starting to happen. It is just going to take a little bit more time. We're getting a few more planes landed over there right now. This is just overwhelmed for days. The amount of goods it's got coming in. The boats, the ships are starting to slow down a bit as well. We are backed up because of the amount of boats we've got coming in and planes. It's completely backed up my train line here. That is hilarious. Doo-da. Don't build. My issue was I built all this and I left the farming resource underneath to the very end, which has then caused everything to be imported. That and the fact that I've used ridiculous amounts of storage. So now we just have to slowly play the waiting game as they bring the goods out one by one. I mean, it looks like they're mainly trying to get to the airport, but this is why you should have the resource before you build the industry. Don't make my mistake, guys. Don't make my mistake. But it is slowly moving anyway. Actually, a lot of it is going back to the harbour over here as well. It is moving because we set everything all up, so it looks like it's jammed, but it's not. Everything's all spaced out correctly, so where we can everyone moves. So it just takes a little bit of time. So now we've got not enough buyers for the product. That's because they're struggling to export it at this point. So it just takes a little bit of time, boys. A little bit of time. It is hilarious. So, trains. Are we seeing train? I mean, they're utilizing this. They're already going over here. We're seeing a train come out right now. So where's that train going? From our new cargo station over here. Where do you be going? Where do you be going? So it's going somewhere. We have to wait for it to pop out. It'd be hilarious if it's going to this airport. How dare you? That's what I'm going to say. Oh no, it's going in a different direction. So that's going to pop out in just a moment. So where is it actually going? It's going to a cargo hub. Over here. Ah, it's being shipped out of the region. Interesting. Or it could just be put onto a ship to then sail to another harbour. So you just never know, really. Not unless you fully tracked it all the way back. But, yes. We've got this awkwardness how some of these vehicles are also coming back in. Weird. Are these silos looking kind of filled up right now? They're getting slowly filled. These are all filled. We've got so much freaking... No wonder these have got not enough buyers, because all the goods that they should have produced to fill these has now just been purchased in. Oh, it's going to take a while to shift a lot of these goods. But at least this is all starting to move anyway. You can see the trains coming in and whatnot. Goods are going back out. So we should be making some cash at some point. He says. We should be making some cash at some point. But, yeah. Planes coming back in as normal. Has it gone down right now from 14,000? It has. So hopefully the exports start to dip down. We're starting to get some exports of agricultural for the first time. So that's good to see. Will these guys stop complaining about, you know, imports and exports? I mean, let's see what they're complaining about now then. So, majority is blue, which is ore products. You got some green, which is forestry, which we haven't to import that. The ones that are orange should not be complaining because we have vast amounts of ores. So, stop lying to me right now. You damn noobs. But yeah, I still feel like we need to up the amount of acquisition we kind of create from all of this. But it also comes down to the fact that, have we got enough jobs available? Have we got the efficiency available? I mean, we've got it all right now. I feel like we just need more ore producing buildings. So, what can we squeeze down that is kind of small enough but produces quite a lot? So the big ones that chomp up do 11,000, but these ones are small enough that we can probably squeeze a lot out of these. So throwing some down here, there and everywhere. So that's quite a lot to throw down just in that one little kind of area. That will hopefully kind of bulk up our own production to reduce the import. That's what we're kind of hoping for more than anything, is reducing our own import, which is glorious. Alright, vehicles are now coming back out, so they're going to start filling up some of the other storage areas. And hopefully we should start to see the demise. Yeah, you can start to see the demise of the train line right now. So we're over the worst of it. We are now over the worst of it. It's now just a case of getting the vehicles back in to the airport and out of here. And then we'll be running as normal. We'll be running as normal at that point, and there'll be no huge amounts of traffic. So they're pretty much filled up. There's not really a fat lot else we can kind of do about those. So hopefully this is dwindling down. So much. I can't believe how much we imported. It is terrifying how much we imported right now. It's terrifying to think how much we just imported. Damn. That's scary. It is quite scary, but anyway. So the farming industry, how many jobs has it made available? Nearly 2,000, which is great. And we are going to have to think about doing a, would you say a metro stop over here? To get the workers to and from a bit easier. I feel like that would be a good idea. We can go for a nice simple underground metro. I can actually throw it just there and get them to run into it. So I'll place that there. If I then pause and delete that metro line to there, or I've just deleted some of the train tracks. Nope, that did not work. Why am I stuck in underground mode? Oh, what's happened here? Oh, what's happened now? Why can't I get this? Alright, that should be okay. Right, anyway, metro. So I'm just going to keep this simple. Right. And then the actual metro line, when it updates, so obviously this one will be on this side. Having a stop just there. Just to provide, you know, transportation for the workers, make it a lot easier. You might see a little bit of a boost in employment in this area right now. Fingers crossed. But, yeah. Right, lots more vehicles coming out. It is splitting now. It's not mainly going to over here, so it could be the vehicles just coming back from the ones that just imported. But we're still importing like crazy, don't get me wrong. We just got to wait for that balance. That's the downside of not putting down the resource first. But I wasn't expecting like nearly 15,000 worth of goods to be imported. That's the bit I wasn't expecting. Anyway, we're now rocking and rolling. So they're now filling these up as well. So I'm hoping it's coming from these buildings first. But you never know. And is it now starting to die down again? It is dying down. Don't get me wrong, it is dying down. There is less ships coming in. We are almost covering the backlog. Once all the trains have died down, you'll start to see less vehicles as well. It only looks quite vicious because of the circle. Will it end too shabby? It'll end too shabby anyway. What about normal imports now? Down to 5,000. Okay, so that's now halved again. But the imports are still ridiculous. Exports will eventually go out. So if this airport literally steals all the thunder from over here, it's only overwhelmed right now because it's so close. It's the closest connection. But I'll get rid of the airport, worst case scenario. But just waiting for this to die down. So the only thing now coming in is trains. That's the only backlog we've got. We've kind of cleared this backlog on that side. We've still got this little backlog of trains to kind of come in. So we're just waiting for these guys to kind of eventually finish all up. So one by one they're coming in. They're actually moving quite quick, believe it or not. So you got a train about to go in right there, and this train will then make its approach. Which will move this down, and then move this next one down as well. Oh, that one's going straight out, so that'll make a little bit of extra movement right now. I'm about to say, I'm not sure when that one kicks in, but it's coming through right now. So there's only a couple of trains right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 trains in total, all lined up, ready to go in. So yeah, we've reduced it quite a bit right now, so we should start to see less and less vehicles coming out, and less vehicles wanting to go back in. So hopefully then, once all that's settled, we'll have buyers for these products. We'll then have buyers for these products, but it is hilarious. You gotta laugh though, haven't you? So I'm not sure what else I can do to give these guys the goods. What else do they require from me? I have no freaking idea. No idea at this moment in time what more they particularly want from me. I do have room though to build a little bit more commercial. I'm just noticing this right now. So I might do a nice little pocket of commercial dotted around. There's not really any in this area. So I'm going to bulk up a bit of commercial right now. So if I come up by another 10. Actually, do you know what? I'm not liking the idea of that 10 there. If I instead utilize the connection like this, and then what if I went from here to here? Little bit of a connection there, boy. Whoa, where am I going? Where's the mouse going? And then we're going to go all high density. You can place a nice little section of trees, create a couple of little crossroads, which forcing them to go through commercial is actually quite a cool idea. Bit of commercial just there. We'll squeeze in. Throw it all down here as well and create a nice little shopping district just on this corner of high density, which will require more goods, obviously. So hoping then we'll start to see more imports for the industry. Voila! Right, is this airport ever going to die down? So trains are now back to normal. So I can only assume this is just a sheer backlog of vehicles that needed to kind of come out. I mean, what are these vehicles doing? This one's okay. This one's definitely delivering goods. It's completely filled up. Has my imports now dropped again? Yes, they've dropped even more. So it's still just playing the way. It's still catching up with itself, isn't it? It's still ultimately trying to catch up with itself. I don't really want to kill it. I don't want to. I was going to delete the road there and let it all despawn, but I don't really want to do that because it'll just bring them back in again. So I might just kind of hold out on that for now. Right, this commercial, is it building up? Yeah, we're spending that slight demand we had, which would also provide a lot of the workers places to go to and grab, like, you know, food or do a bit of shopping and whatnot. It's going to be quite handy for those. But I think it's just something. We just need to give it a little bit of time. There's no other way about it right now. The amount of vehicles coming out of this building is ridiculous. They're going to still keep coming for quite some time. There's not really a fat lot I can do about that. And then until these have stopped importing the goods, these guys are still going to complain. They're going to complain until these have stopped importing. Because as long as they import, we've got the goods, meaning no one wants to buy any of their goods. So it's a vicious circle. But the problem is all the vehicles are filling up the storage, so none of them want to transport any of the goods anywhere right now. I mean, we get a few little bits and bobs. But nothing, ultimately. Because all the vehicles are currently in action. It's a shame. It's a shame, but again, it will take sweet, sweet time. But at least we know the train lines, even though they got backed up, it wasn't an issue. They were able to handle it all, guys. Let's go. So I could turn this airport off really quick. Just, you know, in the off chance that maybe it will fix some of this, but I don't see it doing anything. I don't really see it doing much right now. It'll just reroute all the traffic somewhere else, but like I said, nothing is really ultimately going to happen. We just got to give it time. But if this airport does become overwhelmed, and this one's doing nothing like it is right now, I'm getting rid of this airport. How many flights are scheduled? 18. What's going on? What is going on at this point? But anyway, guys, we'll end it for here. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash the like button down below. And to find out what happens, tune in next episode. So good.